Yeah!
Fired up. All right, Meg.
Good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Township Committee, September 23rd, 2024. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press, the two of your times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building, filing with the Township Clerk all on January 11, 2024. Committeeman Clark.
Here.
Committeewoman Kratz. Here. Committeeman Sedembrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Here.
Mayor Perry.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
You know what? Hey, Lincroft Little League, come up here and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Double time, double time.
They're going to need a coach up there.
Line up right there. Is this all right, Coach? Yeah. All right, go ahead, guys.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin with the Lincroft Little League, we have one special presentation. Peter Engelman is here tonight, who is the chairman of the USS New Jersey Submarine Commissioning Ceremony. And we'd like to invite you to please come forward for a presentation tonight.
Why don't we head back and then we'll let Pete do his presentation. Yeah, because I don't know what this is, so. Yeah.
Thank you all for putting up with this. As you all know, a half ago, the Navy commissioned always fast attack submarine called the USS New Jersey. Right here.
Hang on, Pete, let's get your microphone up.
Let me show our group. Let me start again. Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to come into your meeting. As you all know, I hope you all know, a week and a half ago, the Navy commissioned its newest fast attack submarine, the USS New Jersey, at Naval Weapons Station Earl. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, very special event in the life of a ship, and a very special event for the state of New Jersey, and also for this township of Middletown. I guess I have to go, I just mentioned this upstairs in the executive room, and thank the township committee, all of you, all of the people, residents of the town, for their wonderful support of the submarine. Okay? The sailors were here at a great time. The ceremony went off without a hitch. Everything was wonderful. Quite frankly, it was a testament to the work that everybody did and the receptiveness of the town towards the sailors of the Navy. So, we had commissioned an artist to do a painting of the submarine, which you see in front of us. We actually did a very big one. It was so big it couldn't fit on the submarine. And it's actually going to go to the State House because it's called the USS New Jersey. So they get the big one. But we had some others made up, and we said, oh my gosh, who should we give them to? And number one on the list was the Township of Middletown. So here's a picture of you. Nice guy over here who's made it all work for us. Really appreciate it. So just so you know, this is the new USS New Jersey driving into Sandy Hook. Listen down, I think it's doing 12 knots, which is why it has all the light in front of it. It's got some dolphins in front of it, And in line with the legacy, which is very important to the Navy, are the two previous ships called the USS New Jersey, BB-16 for World War I, and BB-62, which is now down in Camden for World War II and others. So this is now your painting, put wherever you would like.
I think,
I think that was great.
dive. Let me just say this. Memorial Day of last year, I got an invitation as the mayor to head over to Naval Weapons Station Earl and basically guinea pig a day on the USS Oregon, which is the sister ship of the USS New Jersey. And I got to go down inside the sub, I got to tour the sub, I got to walk across the USS Cole, which obviously many of you know was the ship that got bombed in Yemen or Oman, I believe, in 2000, which was directly prior to September 11th. And I boarded this historic ship and walked across and stood on top of a nuclear submarine. If you put that on your bingo card, it was not on there for me as the mayor to hop on board a nuclear submarine, but I did. And I go down inside and had lunch with several high-ranking Navy officers, and the idea was to talk about whether or not Middletown and Naval Weapons Station Earl could be the home to the commissioning ceremony of the USS New Jersey. Well, I immediately started doing a couple things, petitioning to get that, and also petitioning to change it to the USS Middletown and not USS New Jersey. We got one, we didn't get the other, but we're working on it. But in that process, I got to meet this gentleman right here in Peter, who lived and breathed the commissioning ceremony from that day to today, and is still doing it. The special moment that occurred was when I got off of this bus with the members of Congress, with the Secretary of the Navy, with others, and got up onto that dais and realized that it was here after a year and a half's worth of time. And at the moment that this ship and the legacy that this ship will carry on, from its sister ships to what it will do in making us proud, but securing the peace of our nation and the world in the future, was surreal at that moment in time. And I couldn't be more proud, more grateful for the work, the effort that you've done, that Julie did, the entire commissioning team, Captain Holly, everyone that was involved, the crew, from the moment they got here until the moment they left. It was an unbelievable moment for me, and I know for the township too, and for every Middletown resident that was a part of it. It's not often that we get to commission nuclear submarines in town. Ribbon cuttings, yes. Nuclear submarines, no. But it was a moment that I will never forget, and I don't think any of us will ever forget. The pride, the patriotism, the love for your country, and knowing that deep down, while it was a loud and unbelievable experience to be on that base that day, to be at that pier, this ship will go quiet into the night, defending the freedoms that we enjoy today. And the 137 crew that were on that ship, not able to speak to their loved ones for months on end, going out to sea in some of the most dangerous, not only parts of this world, but dangerous areas, meaning thousands of feet underwater. It sounds, no, that's not what the pastor said. And by the way, the speed may be classified, but he told me in the end, after a couple of drinks at Belford Brewery. But let me just say this. It was hands down one of the most unbelievable moments in this town's history. And we are so grateful to be home for every single one of those sailors that climbed aboard that day and that climbed need to give a special shout out. Laura Madison isn't here. The rest of the team is here. Tara, Shannon, Raven, Gianna, Amy Rose, the entire team was stellar. It would not have gone on as well as it did without their efforts, without their commitment to delivering a great program. And they deserve just as much credit as everybody else because they did an unbelievable job. So, Peter, I want to congratulate you on an unbelievable ceremony, on unbelievable commissioning, and thank you for everything that you did to bring it to the Middletown. So thank you. Thank you. If you all join me in a moment of silence for
Honor the troops
serving
of worldwide,
worldwide.
defending our Constitution's freedoms and way of life. Thank you.
Certainly appropriate.
Exactly. So our presentation tonight is for recognizing Little League, Lincroft Little League All-Stars 12U. I'd like to invite coaches Todd Ellis, Matt McDougall, and Antonio Ciccone III, and the players to join Mayor Perry at the front of the room.
Once again, I keep saying it every time we have champions come through here, but I'll tell you, there's nothing better than the sight of a baseball diamond. There's nothing sweeter than the smell of that dirt on that diamond. And seeing it, hearing that ball come off that bat, and every time I would come into town hall, coach would be standing right there, ready to talk about the effort of you boys. We have not only great kids here and great students, but we got District 19 and Section 3 Little League champions in the house tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. So I'm sitting there ready to go, and your Coach Ciccone comes to me the day before and he goes, "Hey, you can stream it, you can watch it, you can do whatever you." And in the end, it was like 18 people spamming me to death on my social media for all these fake ways to watch it. But let me tell you something. Your boys, your effort, your ability to overcome challenges, to show up in games that you may not have been thought of as the favorite, to go out there and grind every single day, to come out with that trophy right there, sitting on that dais, that's a testament not just to you, but it's a testament to your coaches, and it's a testament to your parents. You boys deserve so much credit in bringing home that trophy. You deserve credit in going out there each and every day, even when that line drive goes by it at shortstop, even though when maybe you didn't get that throw off over the first baseman as quickly as you could have, maybe your glove wasn't in the dirt as deep as it could have been, but you were there and prepared. You were prepared to respond. You were prepared to act. You were prepared to be ready for that next pitch. That's what defines achievement, is being prepared for that next pitch. To know that when that splitter is coming in, as to whether or not you should be moving to the left or the right. It defines you as an individual and as a player to understand what exactly that next moment is going to be. You boys have all defined that next moment, because now you get to call yourselves champions, and that deserves a big round of applause. Not only are you champions one time, you're champions two times, right? All right. You can like get rowdy up here. It's all right. Yeah, no problem in the back of the room. And in the front of the room, and all of a sudden we're quiet. Coach Cone, coaches, I don't know if you want to add anything here before we read all the certificates we have for the boys.
Thank you, Mayor, and everybody else. Mayor Curry, he was texting me at like 10:30 at night. What's the deal with the game? So he was following you guys, the whole town behind you guys. And he's made us proud, and thank you to the families as well. And you boys, we had a great summer. We really did. Thank you.
Yeah. So I want you to do me a favor. Keep grinding. Keep thanking your coaches. Keep thanking your parents. And keep wanting to win. It's okay. In a time when it feels like it's not okay to say you want to go out there and win, I'm telling you it's okay. Go out there and want to win. Go out there and want to prove that you're the best. Go out there every single day, every single at-bat, every single opportunity that you have with the desire to win. Because that's what defines a champion. That's what all of you define yourselves as. Your parents are proud, your coaches are proud, Middletown's proud of you. So, on behalf of the Township Committee, we have certificates for each of you on winning the 2024 New Jersey District 19 and Section 3 Little League Championships. With your hard work and positive attitude, you and your teammates were able to win 2 different championships, compete in the state tournament, and place 44th in the entire country. You're able to learn the importance of teamwork, make friends, and have fun, and we're so grateful that you have represented Middletown like true champions. Congratulations, boys.
proclamation recognizing September 29, 2024 as Gold Star Mothers and Families Day in the Township of Middletown, and a proclamation recognizing September 2024 as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in the Township of Middletown. At this time, we have approval of minutes. August 19, 2024 regular meeting, September 3rd, 2024 workshop meeting, the February 5th, 2024 executive session, the February 20th, 2024, and the March 4th, 2024 executive sessions.
Motion to approve. Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve minutes. Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have public hearing on proposed ordinances. Our first ordinance, 2024-3426, an ordinance authorizing lease agreement with the Township of Middletown, or Middletown Township Historical Society for the Historic Railroad Station.
Any member of the public wish to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3426? Don, come on down.
Well, damn. Hi, my name's Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive in New Monmouth. I know, or I understand, that the 180 group used to use that train station as their meeting location. I was wondering if you know where they're going to be relocated to?
180 turning lives around.
That's correct.
Well. Yeah.
Maybe Brian knows.
Well, Brian's on the board.
I know.
They use Brian's conference room. So
Okay.
they moved out of the train station.
They have.
Yes.
Okay. I think the Historical Society. Did you want to say something,
In
Brian?
8 years, he's never had a meeting there. 8 years on the board, he never had a
Oh.
meeting at the train station.
They used to before he was on the board.
Okay.
Anyway, I think the use of the train station is a apropos facility for the Historical Society. But I was just wondering, I know people, I used to work or volunteer for 180, and I know they met there. So I was just curious as to where they were relocated to.
Apparently, they have a larger facility now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right?
Groovy.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Don. Any other member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3426? Pete, good.
On behalf of the Middletown Historic Society, I just want to thank everyone. We plan on shortly getting a 2026, we're going to have a display for America 250, Middletown in the Revolution, and we are also working with Middletown 250 as well. So again, I just want to thank everybody for approving it, and look forward to working with everyone. So
Thank you, Pete. Thanks for your leadership, Tom's leadership, and the boards, and certainly getting this done. I think it's a great location, high traffic location that'll certainly be able to put on display a lot of the materials that you have preserved and protected for so many decades as an organization. So I want to thank you for that leadership.
thank you.
Any other member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3426? Seeing no other member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this resolution, ordinance on second and final reading. At this time, we have ordinance 2024-3427, an ordinance amending chapter 84-10 of the Code of the Township of Middletown governing special duty rates for police officers.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3427? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Second.
agenda. They're sitting right up here if you'd like one, okay? No problem. Right here. Okay.
Okay, our next ordinance for public hearing, we have 2024-3428, a salary ordinance repealing and replacing introduced ordinance number 2024-2425.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3428? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. At this time, we have 2024-3429, an ordinance providing funding for various capital purposes for the Township of Middletown and appropriating $2,200,000 for such purpose.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3429? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. Our final ordinance for public hearing, we have 2024-3430, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,930,000 for various capital improvements by and for the Township of Middletown and the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $1,833,500 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing part of the appropriation.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2024-3430? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. Tonight we have introduction of proposed ordinances. 2024-3431, an ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 2024-3424, adopting the 325 Highway 36 redevelopment plan consisting of Block 238, Lots 5 and 6, and a portion of the Central Avenue right-of-way.
Motion introduced.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Katz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held October 21st, 2024. Next, we have 2024-3432, an ordinance authorizing the granting of a deed of dedication and perpetual mitigation area easement of portions of township-owned property described as Block 121, Lot 1, and Block 276, Lot 48, pursuant to the Broughton Bay and Sandy Hook Bay Hurricane and Storm Damage Reduction Project, Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, Phase 2, Contract 1.
Motion introduced.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held October 7th, 2024. Next, we have 2024-3433, an ordinance authorizing and accepting deed of open space easement from County of Monmouth for Normandy Park, Block 901, Lot 3.
Motion introduced.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held October 7th, 2024. Next, we have the consent agenda. Township committee would like to adopt resolutions 24-243 through 24-264 and holding 24-262 for separate vote.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt 262, a resolution releasing the performance guarantee and safety and stabilization bond for JLV Holdings LLC.
Motion to approve.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Recuse.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass resolution 24-262. This time we have one discussion item, pickleball courts.
All right, discussion item on tonight's agenda regarding the pickleball courts at Tindall. Obviously, that project is ongoing. The second phase of it has already begun. The asphalt removal, obviously, courts 1 through 8 are paved and ready to go. That consisted of 8 tennis courts, as everybody is aware. The second set, if you haven't driven through Tindall, I drove through today actually, the fencing is down on the second set of 8 courts with the asphalt and the foundation set to be removed beginning on Wednesday, I believe. I think we're going to do the basketball courts at the same time, right? So the question through this process was, at the time we approved this, the plan presented to the Township Committee was of 6 pickleball courts. But after discussions amongst pickleball leagues, our engineering firms, others, we discussed the possibility of placing 8 pickleball courts there. There was a point raised by our administrator, Tony Mercantante, regarding potential issues that could result with parking, but the reason and rationale of bringing it up tonight is the Township Committee did approve it with 6. Janet is here, and she can provide additional information, but it would be my recommendation that, given the fact that you can fit the 8 courts on what was the 4 front tennis courts, that 8 pickleball courts it is appropriate, with the understanding that we may have to, at some time in the future, take a look at parking and if that becomes an issue. But we also shouldn't limit the courts and the painting of those courts to not reflect those 8 pickleball courts. So the reason that this is on for discussion tonight is so that the Township Committee can understand that there is an idea to change and up the 6 originally approved by the TC to 8 pickleball courts. Janet, I don't know if you want to add anything that I might have missed?
You didn't miss anything, and you said everything I was going to, so thank you.
All right.
Yes, I guess the biggest concern too, and we're going to have to play this a little bit by ear, is the parking issue. When you do the math, and the number of people that can play, potentially that court's going to get filled up, the parking area is going to get filled up. Talking with Ted Maloney and Township Engineer, we talked about some other possible solutions for that, placing signs, hopefully working with the Board of Ed, and pushing people to park at North when school's not in session, providing a potential pedestrian beacon on Tindall Road. But unfortunately, we're going to play this one a little bit by ear to monitor the situation, but we think going with 8 is the right course.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope that the Township Committee has no issue. I'm not sure if we need to vote on that, Brian? Heidi? We need to vote on this, or? Okay. Is there any comments, questions, concerns about hang on one second, sir. About moving from 6 pickleball courts that were originally discussed and agreed to here at a meeting to the 8 pickleball courts?
I think you could strike 2 pickleball courts per tennis court. Right, one of them is on.
Well, on existing tennis courts, yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, John, how many parking spaces are at the dog park in addition?
I don't have that in front of me, but it's 102 total for Tindall, so I didn't parcel it out between what's in front of tennis, what's in front of the dog park, and what's in front of basketball court. 102.
102
Yeah.
for the park.
For the whole park.
Any other questions from the Township Committee?
Could you repeat that, please?
Can't hear you.
I think it's going to be important for the pickleball community to either communicate with the mayor's office and/or Janet and her team to keep us up to speed as to what the parking situation is, and that the pickleball community take a proactive approach to helping to solve that problem, knowing that that's the problem coming into this.
Okay. Any other questions from the TC? So the TC has no issues going from 6 pickleball courts at Tindall to the 8 pickleball courts, correct? Okay. All right. So Janet, you have your instructions. 8 pickleball courts at Tindall. All right. There's a public portion at the end. After Township Committee comments, any member of the public can speak. Yes. The discussion is amongst the governing body. Sir.
So you're gonna have to wait
We're
until
not,
we're in the
not
public
on
portion.
public discussion yet. No. Okay. Committeeman Clark.
I'd like to congratulate the Lincroft Little League. I got the privilege of seeing a few of their games and the caliber of play that they delivered on the field, and the teams that they played against was exceptional. We also had the opportunity to participate in USS New Jersey. I'm not going to talk too much about it other than what a special opportunity it was for myself, my family, and the rest of this community to be a part of it. It was truly remarkable. And one of the reasons that Middletown is so special, I got the opportunity to speak to a bunch of people on the ship, and they had never seen a reception in the community quite like they got from us. And they've been to parts of the country, all different parts, on the East Coast, the West Coast, and they've never ever felt so welcome here. And it was the overwhelming conversation. It was really awesome.
All right. Committeeman Senbri.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to take this time to thank you personally for your leadership in getting the USS New Jersey commissioned here at Naval Level Station Island in Middletown. Make no mistake, without your involvement and leadership with regard to that, it wouldn't have happened here. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And certainly a great effort representing Middletown and the state of New Jersey. Secondly, with regard to the 12-year-old boys that won the championship, my son just turned 13, and I can't get him to listen to me for 2 or 3 minutes straight. To get a group of 12-year-old boys to play on a team and win a championship is just an amazing feat for those boys and for the coaches. And it's a great representation of Middletown. So congratulations again to Middletown and put us on the map once again. That's all I have for tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Committeeman Senbri. Committeeman Kratz.
Thank you, Mayor. So echoing the sentiments also of my fellow committee members, just wanted to also thank you, Mayor, for your leadership in bringing the USS New Jersey here. It was quite an experience to be able to share with my family and my 2 young sons, and it was really something that happens once in a lifetime, and I surely will never forget being able to take a tour of the sub and spending time and meeting the crew. So it was really quite lovely, and certainly really felt so wonderful and proud that it happened here in Middletown, and it was fabulous. And also thank you, also congratulations to our young men who are up here this evening. It's quite an accomplishment, and always really special to have our young athletes here in Town Hall, so really sweet. Also wanted to just give a quick shout to members of our Honor Guard for PBA 124, our police officers who completed a weeks-long program and graduated. So it provides them with even more training to honor our fallen. So really congratulations to all of them. It's really quite an accomplishment. They did this course with other members in the state, and it was really something to see. So congratulations to all of their hard work.
Thank you, Committeeman Kratz. Deputy Mayor.
Mayor, this guy has 2 planks here. The mayor did an amazing job. I just want to tell everyone, our team, the best. Look at the flags, look at the pictures last week. The town. It's just amazing. Peter, I know he left, is he over here still or no? An amazing job. Trying to, the day I did a tour on the sub, I was a little nervous going down, and he grabbed me and said, we're going to be fine, and I was able to complete it, but just amazing. I'm very appreciative for him for that and for what he did. Little League team, hats off. We truly have the best sports players in town, in the state, so great job, guys. And we've got a big event this weekend. Right, Mayor? 1 o'clock, Middletown Day. Oh, over tennis players and pickleball players are going to be there.
Come join us.
All right.
I'd love to see that.
I did it normally when we opened the parks. I did. I think it was pretty good too.
Janet, we're definitely doing that. Pickleball competition.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. As I mentioned, the USS New Jersey Commission was just a highlight, the highlight of a lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime for our town, and so grateful to have had an opportunity to come together with people from across the country, from the Secretary of the Navy to the Governor, to everyone involved. It was truly one of those moments that you sit back and you are just so grateful to be an American, grateful to be a resident of the greatest country in the world, and to have free men and women willing to put their lives on the line and do what they do on a daily basis. And that, to me, is the greatest feeling you can have, is seeing those individuals run aboard that ship in an opportunity to I didn't realize that we're doing that while we're talking about men and women serving aboard a ship that have to be quiet for months on the end, and we can't get 2 seconds to thank them for their service. But the men and women aboard that boat are heroes, and they are Middletown residents because they commissioned from this port, because they commissioned from this pier, and I'll forever be grateful for that opportunity. Middletown Day starts at 1 o'clock, a little different this year. Middletown Day begins at 1 o'clock, Croydon Hall. We have fireworks that are kicking off just after 7 o'clock. The state police have their helicopter flying in. We have just so many great activities. Janet and the team do an amazing job each year, and the fact that we've been able to transform this into now a little bit of an evening program that incorporates those fireworks, has a concert at the last hour before those fireworks kick off. It's great to see happening. Mayor's 5K, it's Don, thank you for bringing up 180 Turning Lives Around, because the Mayor's 5K this year, which is not just a 5K, it is walking and even for me, going backwards, I feel like sometimes. But it is benefiting an unbelievable cause. We are so fortunate in Middletown to have a great organization in Monmouth County, a great organization, and from Liz Graham and everybody at 180, the board, not just because Nelson's sitting here next to me, but they do an unbelievable job. I wish organizations like 180 didn't have to exist in taking care of women and children who find themselves in horrible situations at home, but I'm certainly grateful that they do. So 180 Turning Lives Around is the beneficiary of this year's Mayor's 5K. Yesterday I was at a different 5K, and just want to give Andre Verdone Infinite Love for Kids and the Love for Luca 5K a big shout out for all the money that they raised in once again raising awareness for pediatric cancer. Luca Iacono died 6 years ago to pediatric cancer, and year after year they come back, and his mom and dad and his grandmother Claire, they come back each and every year to understanding that there is certainly a tremendous amount of pain under the surface for all of them, for everyone that got to meet Luca Iacono. He was a special little boy that No child should ever have to deal with what he dealt with, but he has inspired thousands of people to keep the fight going, to keep the fight alive, regardless of whether his body still sits among us, whether he still walks among us. His spirit is still alive. I feel it every day. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to meet Luca several times, and I couldn't be more proud that the Middletown community year after year comes out to support him, his family, and the cause to raise money for Luca Iacona. So I want to thank all of them for everything that they did. It was a very moving 5K once again. With that, I'll open it up for public comments. Any member of the public wishing to make a public comment may do so. We ask that you state your name and address for the record and keep your comments to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll let you know that you have 1 minute remaining. Jim, come on down. You're already here.
Good evening, folks. Jim Moran, 26 Hillier Circle, Middletown. I came here for the sole purpose of discussing the 6 to 8 pickleball courts. So, having that in the rearview mirror, I would just be remiss if I left without thanking, first of all, Ms. Janet Villette for putting up with me for the last 4.5, 5 years. Thanks, Janet. This wouldn't have been possible. It would not have happened without her understanding and her patience with me. And to the mayor, it's just refreshing. I spoke to the mayor a couple weeks ago about this concern, and he not only listened to me, he went over to Tindall to see the problem and then got back to me. And I would be remiss, Mr. Mayor, if I didn't thank you personally for not only listening to me, but going over and getting back to me. With that, I am on record now. I am not the voice of pickleball in Middletown anymore. I'm off the clock. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys. I'd be remiss not to thank you, Jim. There are individuals that certainly come to these meetings and they are, they are adamant in their positions, and I love that. I love the fight that people have for the things that they believe in the most. And when you called me, and I went out there and called up our engineers and asked them to meet me out there with a tape measure and start looking at how many feet will be in between these 6 pickleball courts, and it's easy on a piece of paper to look at a plan and say, yep, this is good, this is great. It's another to go out there and say, okay, yeah, we can fit another 2 pickleball courts in here, and we can take that next step, and we can work to try and meet the needs of our residents. And yes, there will be things that we have to do and things that we'll have to deal with in the future. That's certainly true. Tony Mercantante outlined those. But it would also be a shame not to take advantage of the space that we do have. So as long as we can do it safely, as long as we can do it in the best way possible, we are always going to, as a township committee, strive to meet that expectation. So, Jim, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your calls, your text messages, and your advocacy for pickleball in Middletown, even though you're off the clock now.
My name is John Morrow. I've been living in Middletown for, is it okay for me to call? This is inappropriate, tell me.
You just state your name and address for the record.
Sure, it's John Morrow, M-A-U-R-O.
Yep.
209 Hewlin Road, Red Bank, Better Middletown.
Yep.
You understand. The only reason I'm here is I play pickleball every weekend at Normandy Park with all my friends. And just wanted to say that it's almost a walking distance from my house. And there's at least 40 people, old people, I'm 79, and I can hear a lot of these young folks here, you know that. All I'm here to say is that it's sort of like Ken and Terry grassroots started the pickleball activities that take place there every weekend. And all I want to say is that I heard that you might be closing that down. And there are certainly other places we can play pickleball. I understand you're actually developing other facilities, but all I have to say, this is a special place. We're all older. I'm one of the oldest there. And we all get along. And you don't find a grassroots startup of a bunch of old folks showing up, getting together every weekend and having a ball. And all I have to say is I hate to see you close that place because I love it every weekend. Thank you.
Any other member? Yes, sir.
Hi, Tom Zahner, 8 John Woods Court. So, Mayor Perry, I was wondering if I had sent an email about a week ago to you. I had sent an online form submission earlier in the month. I had called the number listed on the website. I think Shannon Miller had taken a voicemail. I spoke with her last week. I haven't heard anything back. I was just wondering if you had received any of those communications.
Well, I actually just did get back from a trip overseas.
Oh, okay.
Part of a Transatlantic Mayors Conference over in Germany. But I'm happy to, I'll certainly take a look and give you a buzz back. Shannon will certainly.
Sure. Are you aware of the ethics complaint that's currently pending?
No, I'm on advice of council, no discussion about this matter.
Okay. I'll discuss with Mr. Nelson, but on advice of council, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to speak about it.
Okay, I was just hoping that you and the committee would help advocate for transparency and kind of.
Well, let me speak to Mr. Nelson, because as he stated on the advice of council, I'm not going to be able to speak.
Understandable. Understandable.
All right.
But you will at least follow up on something.
Sure.
Thank you.
In whatever capacity Brian says I'm allowed to follow up in, I will follow up in.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got it.
Mayor and Town Council, my name is Rich Tarrador, 34 Ivy Hill Road.
We'll get it for you, don't worry.
Live at 34 Ivy Hill Road in Middletown, Red Bank. First of all, I want to thank the towns for their support in the 9/11 Memorial 5K. Joe Capriati was a good friend, and the annual event is pretty cool. So thank you. Also, thank you for fixing the lights at the courts at Normandy. It is a huge improvement. We can actually see what we're doing now. That's awesome. I couldn't see the documentation in the packet with the change order for Tindall is for other unforeseen circumstances. Did somebody explain what the change order?
I didn't hear what you said.
The change order in tonight's packet doesn't describe what the money is being spent on at Tindall other than unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
Any more specificity to that?
Janet?
Yeah, we actually increased the drainage that went around the second courts. We went from a smaller pipe to a bigger pipe.
Cool,
And that's
thank you.
really simplistic terms.
Yeah, if I understand, I couldn't, unforeseen circumstances didn't help me understand it, so that was pretty good, thank you.
More drainage, always good.
Especially after the dog park stuff. Is there a way the town council can enforce park and rec rules at the parks? So for us, we get a permit to play pickleball, yet we have confrontation with people that are giving private instructions at the court without permits. Or we had my daughter both played soccer at Middletown, so it's not a swipe at Middletown soccer. But we've had an issue or two with tournaments, and we're told we can't play because of parking constraints, and I get the police involved in that.
Yep.
So is there some way we can kind of...
Janet and I have had extensive discussions about this. Certainly, it's not the first time it's come up, because we tend to get trainers that are claiming that they're training their nieces and nephews instead of really, being forthright when it comes to what's actually happening.
So the really good news is we have our permits, we show them our permits,
Yeah.
we tell them between the legs, and off they go.
One of the ordinances that we passed tonight actually makes one of our field coordinators a full-time position because we needed the extra enforcement to ensure that that is being abided by. She was a part-timer, but it was necessary to move her up to that full-time position to ensure that not just in the hours that fit, but all the time that permits are being captured, permits are being gotten and utilized by the individuals that are requesting those permits, and certainly ensuring also that safety issues that may come up, a net comes loose, the wheel on a goalpost comes off and can potentially rip the carpet on the turf field. All those things are necessary for somebody to be consistently monitoring. And we felt like it was the right time to move forward with having somebody go out there on a daily basis, especially on the weekends when you have individuals that, at peak hours are coming in and off, teams are coming on and off those fields over at Normandy and other places.
So it also happens on the soccer courts, soccer fields, we actually see coaches there on a pretty regular basis. But we're there about 15 hours a week in Normandy. We are between 24 and 50 of us at a time. Our groups between 1,000 and 100, depending on which group we're talking to. We've got a pretty good thing going right now. And getting it tuned a little better is never a bad thing. So again, the lights are awesome. Getting more pickleball courts at Tindall is awesome. I think we're doing really well moving forward.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Any other member of the public wish to make a public comment?
Hi, my name is John Cave, 799 West Monmouth Road. I probably don't need a microphone, but I grew up in a family of 8 boys, so I'm used to yelling a little bit. Mr. Mayor, Town Council, we appreciate the executive decisions you've made on, the 8 courts. That's exciting. Right now we are playing in Normandy. We have heard a little bit about Normandy not being allowed to use pickleball in the oncoming years. That maybe it would be shut down to pickleball and only be a tennis-only venue. Any thoughts by anybody, or those just malicious, conversations?
No decisions have been made about that. We're working to get pickleball at Tindall, do the pickleball courts at McMahon, and it really has to be a decision that's made at the proper time to ensure that we're not hurting ourselves in terms of jamming up parks or doing anything like that. Those are decisions that are going to have to be made in the future when we can identify where there's a need and where there's not a need. It has to be a constant, fluid conversation to ensure that we're making the right decisions at the different, because between now and next year, every tennis court and basketball court in town will be repaved. So you're talking about every single, we've already awarded the basketball courts. That's why we were talking about we've already, I should rephrase that. We have already set forth the plan to repave the basketball courts. And next year, the idea is to repave all of our tennis courts throughout town, every single one of them, not including the ones we've already redone. So it has to be a fluid conversation, I think.
Great, so let me add a little bit more to that, if you don't mind, and we appreciate it. Just being there today, you heard from John Morrow a little bit earlier, him being 79, being able to walk over to the course. There are other local members in that area, that are capable of doing that or riding a bicycle, who may not be able to get over to Tindall or other parks. That being said, there's also lights there. You may not believe it, but most of us, or some of us seniors, do stay up past 7 p.m. And we don't mind playing.
This is got to be one of my favorite topics.
And we don't mind playing under the lights. It's a little bit cooler in the evening. So playing from that 5 to 8 o'clock, 8:30 time frame, is a good thing for us. We haven't heard anything about lights being, brought into Tindall. We know that's an extra expense, things like that. Maybe it's down the road or in the future. But putting our best foot forward, even thinking about Normandy, still being able to play there a couple nights a week, that's a good thing for us. So we appreciate that. Something else with regards to Normandy. I'll put it to you simply this way. My girlfriend, who also plays pickleball, not here tonight, sometimes she'll go down to the ladies' room. Let's call it the outhouse down the end of the park. That being said, sometimes she doesn't return for 45 minutes. And I ask her, what took so long? She says,
This is a children's show, sir. Let's keep
well, they will be.
G-rated.
She simply says, I appreciate that, Mayor, and I enjoy sense of humor, as you know. But she stands down there handing out toilet paper to the kids, the soccer
She's selling
players.
it?
No, not selling it. No commodity. But bottom line is, it's not a good scene down there. Okay. It's filthy, dirty.
We've been exploring possibilities of how to upgrade, I'll say, the, and one incredibly expensive way of dealing with this. But there's, we've always explored and had a great idea of let's build a bathroom facility over there. As all of you know, Normandy sits way at the bottom of a hill, obviously. Well, I don't need to tell you which way it flows. It's not uphill.
Now, I'll remind you, it's not a hill, it's up.
Yeah. So we have been trying to find cost-effective alternatives to potentially look at for Normandy Park. Certainly, this is not the first time that someone has told me this, and it's certainly something that, of course, I'm willing to take a look at alongside the Township Committee.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I'm sure everybody appreciates that. Which only now brings us to Tindall. Any restrooms? What's the thought process for restrooms in Tindall?
Janet?
I'm going to ask Colleen Lapp, just kidding.
For more money?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely, yes. So one of the other things too, one of the other gentlemen asked me about the change order, and I'm sorry because I forgot one part of the change order at Tindall, is that we actually put conduit. We ran the conduit for electricity around the perimeter of the second set of 8. So lights are not coming tomorrow or next year, but we ran the conduit now, so in the future we can add lights to that area. If you've been through Tindall recently, you hopefully have seen that we cleared out the trees and grass that are in front of what I'm trying to push for the name of the Tindall Park Field House. There's an old building there that has bathrooms in it. They need a full renovation, so we're not there yet, but we're getting much closer. So the hope is to have that, there's a snack stand in there. It was a pavilion area that we closed up, so we want to kind of put a little love and attention into that and bring back those bathrooms. Like I said, we talked about the drainage from the change order. We're actually adding water. There's water there right now. We have to increase the line, so we're doing that now too. So we're bringing the water from the corner of where the road turns up to the building. So it's coming. I know Christmas is too, but it's coming.
No, I appreciate that. That's why I just want to make mention of it and hear our concerns and thoughts.
If you, I don't know if you stopped by today or yesterday, but if you go by, it is the most visible the building has ever been now at this point. I mean, it is like, where did this building come from? It was kind of like in the woods, it felt like a little bit. But it is, as Janet has mentioned, certainly a discussion that we think, possibly next year we can take a look at doing the amenities that would be required that would allow for your girlfriend to not have to sell toilet paper. Allegedly. But
Karen,
does she have a permit for that, by the way?
Karen, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let me just make sure of one thing. Anybody else, any from the comments? I made a couple of things. Brendan, you have fun to say something? No? I did want to thank you.
Jim Moran comes up and says, I'm no longer the face of pickleball anymore. I found the new president of Middletown pickleball.
I have more notes, but you've taken care of everything. I really appreciate it. But I will tell you this, though, from you've done a lot. You mentioned veterans tonight, and how committed the township is to it. Please join us sometime for pickleball Memorial Day, Veterans Day. We do a raising of the flags, singing of the national anthem, God Bless America. You're welcome, all to join us for that at some point in time.
I'd love to.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. How are you today?
I want to say what I have written down here. So my name is Diane Lindy. I'm 152 Jumping Brook in Lincroft. We wrote this letter, and I think that you all received it, so I guess you might as well see the face behind the letter. I wrote this letter. We are writing this letter on behalf of the people. Do you mind if I read it? I'll go quick.
5 minutes is yours.
Most of the residents are over 60 that play pickleball at Normandy on weekend mornings. We've been playing pickleball at Normandy Park on weekend mornings for the past 3 years. It's never been a problem. I have several friends that live in that area that pass by there almost every day. That park has always been empty. And they always commented on how sad it was that that park was always empty, never used until pickleball started. Now it's packed on weekend mornings and I think one night during the week. The tennis courts are always empty. On the rare occasion when someone comes to play tennis, we move over and give them the court. In fact, a few times on weekends, we wanted to video that because people would come with their tennis rackets and, maybe whoever they're playing with, and we gladly give them the court. They said, is that available? And we move our nets and give them the court. It's only one court, and it rarely happens. That's one of the points. So now that park is being used, it's amazing how it's being used now between all the soccer, which is unbelievable, as you said, that there's no bathrooms there. There's a zillion kids playing soccer, and then we're all there. I would love for some of you to come on the weekend mornings and just see what's going on. There's like at least 40 people there playing every weekend morning. Let's see, I'm not going to get into this. This was, I said, why is the fastest growing sport in America? As you know, there have been many people in Monmouth County and Middletown that have embraced the sport. It's a great exercise, a great way to meet new people. Most of the people play pickleball at parks and facilities in Monmouth County, but a group of people come to Normandy on weekend mornings. In a short time, great relationships have been formed. It's a supportive group that is welcoming to new people and brings the community together. Most of the people are seniors that live in the surrounding area and never would have met if it was not for the sport. Just trying to say what a community thing this has become and brought so many people in Middletown together. The people that play at Normandy are very, you don't need to know that, listen. No, I don't want to waste your time with, let's see. There is always a group, just how we play, it's open play, that type of thing, you don't need to know that. Just come on the weekend morning and see. But there's always a group of people sitting outside the fence socializing. At Christmas, we had a party with 76 people that play regularly at Normandy. In the summer, we had a party at the Red Banks Elks. We had 90 people that regularly play at Normandy. So it really has become quite the community. We just don't want you to take Normandy away as far as paintball. And you can see where I'm going with that. Oh, the biggest point, there's all over the country, as you know, everybody's fighting about pickleball because of the noise. Normandy, it doesn't disturb anyone. There's no houses near there. It's down, as you said, it's not disturbing anyone. So and we're not even asking, like so many towns has it, Tindall Falls has it, the list goes on. We're not even asking for designated pickleball courts. All we want is for the lines to remain on those tennis courts.
Well, you are getting designated pickleball courts.
Not where we're talking about at Normandy. And so at Normandy, we're not even asking for designated pickleball courts. All we want is for the lines to remain on those tennis courts.
Tonight's discussion was simply to increase the pickleball courts from 6 to 8 on the plane. That was it. That was all we discussed tonight, was to increase the number of pickleball courts from 6 to 8.
We're worried because we've heard rumors that they plan on resurfacing the courts at Normandy for tennis only.
And as I previously stated too, I don't know who. This is a fluid conversation that has to happen.
So I guess we just want to let you know.
Understood.
How we feel.
Understood.
That's basically it in a nutshell. That's it. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
And thank
Any other member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Seeing no other member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and adjourn.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all.